All right, so let's start with the news of the week. And with us this week is Matt Dixon from the Life and Times of Anime podcast, if I can get him up there. There he is.
Oh.
So tell us a bit about the podcast.
Well, every month we review two new animes, relatively new, as long as they've not had their entire series out, we review them. First episode we reviewed Durarara and Black Rock Shooter. Brent's reviewed Black Rock Shooter as well. It's done with my co-host Toho Zumi, who's also involved in a lot of fan dubbing. He did the gender bending of Haruhi Suzumiya project audiobooks.
Very well known.
Instead of them. What else do we do? I think that's really it. We just review the animes. It's a very fun show. We like to have a lot of fun. Make people laugh. Like, we have a feature at the beginning of the show called, like, the name of the anime series in Matt's words or Toho Zumi's words. And mine tend to be really, really funny, and his tend to be quite normal, which is really odd.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. So check it out if you guys get a chance.
Oh yeah, also we had Brent on this month.
This is true. Doing that review of High School of the Dead. All right, so let's get into the news of the week. Starting with, and I'm seeing the news in a slightly different order than Matt's seeing it, so it may take a moment for us to sort of synchronize. Yes, Nausicaa is on Blu-ray in Japan. Boom, I did ticker. It's sold very well. I think it was one of the top Blu-ray in Japan. Yeah, and there are English. By the way, I should point out there are English subs on all Ghibli releases in Japan. So if you want to check those out, good stuff. All right, I'm going to start up here at the top. Redline, the big new anime from Production IG. It is Production IG. Right? Madhouse. Excuse me, Madhouse. They're basically simul-releasing it, I would call it. It's going to be showing at Viz Cinema in San Francisco starting October 8th, which is the same day that it comes out in Japan, which is kind of nice that it's showing out. Now, the thing is, like, it's also showing in Austin, Texas, all sorts of other places. So, like, we're getting a fair amount of releases. Matt, do you know if anything's been announced for Redline outside of the U.S. and Japan?
Well, so far there's nothing in England.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with England. We always get anime very, very late compared to America, places like that.
Yeah, didn't you guys, like, just get Ghost in the Shell or something?
No, we've got quite a few Ghosts in the Shell. I've had one.
Okay.
I've had one of the DVDs for a couple of years. I don't know which DVD it is. I'll see if I can grab it here. Yes, that's the right DVD. Yeah, you just said Ghost in the Shell. This one.
Oh, fair enough. Nice.
I've had it for years.
Nice.
And I just realised it was backwards on the webcam. So, yeah.
I think it'll show up properly once it all switches out through Justin TV. So anyway, so Redline is going out. Hopefully we will see it in more places than just the US and Japan, but it's bouncing around. Redline is that nuts Madhouse anime that just got like 24 frames a second for the entire thing. It's just insane. Let's see here. Let's go on. Quick announcement. Blessing of the Campanella is getting an OVA. For those of you who like that anime may now rejoice.
What's getting an OVA, sorry?
Blessing of the Campanella, which is, I believe, a shoujo thing.
I don't really keep up with shoujo stuff.
Yeah, me neither, but it's apparently fairly popular. It will be available live streaming on Nico Nico Doga, which is sort of the YouTube of Japan. So they're going to be doing more simulcasting streaming stuff, which is, cool.
Yay.
Speaking of such, this is pretty big. There is a new Toho animation crossed with Anime Tension. Okay, back up. You guys have seen Lucky Star. Remember when
Kagami goes into the shop.
Thank you. And he goes, actually, it's not Kagami. It's
Oh yeah, I was getting mixed up.
Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, in the Animate shop, she goes in and she meets Kensho, the the head of the shop. That is actually the official mascot of the Animate shop, along with the other characters you see in there. And it turns out, basically, to celebrate, I think, the 10th anniversary of that mascot character, they're doing 10 different new things with him. Kanata, thank you. And one of them is a new animation starring him. And it's going to be a crossover with Toho, which, for those of you who don't know, was originally a shooter, like one of those bullet shooters, which then has huge numbers of characters and then spawned lots and lots. If you've ever seen artwork of like rather frilly anime characters and have no idea what's going on, it's probably a Toho image. It's just really, really popular for fan art, and it's always very confusing. And I actually have some video here I can show you of the original Animate Tencho video, like the one that introduced him, because it was animated by Hideaki Anno and the director of Gurren Lagann. And basically they came together to animate this. So let me show you here real quick the original introduction of Animate Tencho. Whoops, one sec. Click. Yeah.
That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I love that it's like every 70s anime ever. And it, like, they literally fight mecha at the end. That's just awesome. But yeah, so that's the original Animate character, and we'll be getting a new animation project. The one thing I didn't notice in here is they don't mention exactly what that is. Like not that it's going to be a TV show or anything, just an animation. So who knows?
I'm guessing it'll just be some short 50-minute thing.
Yeah, probably. Hey, if it gets something like Black Rock Shooter, I'm all for it.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see here. Well, we were talking about K-On! A little bit earlier. So K-On! Has blown away Bakemonogatari to be the #1 TV anime and Blu-ray disc sales. Quick guess, how many Blu-ray discs do you think K-On! Has sold so far? Matt, what do you think?
5 billion.
A little high.
I thought I would be.
348,000.
Wow.
Yes, that's pretty good, I have to admit. So that's only through volume 3, so it's doing quite well. Bakemonogatari was the #1 selling TV anime on Blu-ray.
Kind of shows how Blu-ray's taking over as well.
Absolutely. Blu-ray is just crazy.
They've announced that Blu-ray's already sort of taken over DVD, and it's just that sort of transitional period, but a lot of people still haven't noticed it yet.
Agreed. It's certainly going there. What's crazy is like that's only up through episode 9 of K-On! So I got a ways to go. Let's see here. The interesting thing is actually, to your point, the DVD only sold 3,800 copies. So
Seriously?
yeah.
That's a big difference.
Yeah. Less than a seventh of the number of Blu-ray discs. So, and the thing is, this is the difference between us and Japan, is that they'll pay those prices for Blu-ray discs. We won't.
But they've probably had Blu-ray a lot longer than we have. Or was Blu-ray invented in the States?
I think it was a Japanese thing.
Then they definitely had it longer than we have. Probably like a year longer than we have. Because you know Japan.
Oh
they
yeah.
like to keep everything a year before they let us have it.
Yeah. Well, isn't Blu-ray?
Not specifically a year, obviously, but
Yeah. Wasn't it a Sony thing?
I think it's Sony. I don't know if Sony bought it up because you know the PS3 thing. But I'm pretty sure they didn't invent it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'll find out. I can search it.
Yeah, we'll look on that a little bit more, see what we can find. What else can we find here? So this shouldn't be that, but we'll cover it anyway. Moving over to some manga news. Tokyo Pop has put Hitalia on Comixology, if you've heard of that, which is sort of the comics platform for iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, and the web. So you can actually, read Hitalia on those mobile phones, and that's pretty cool. The sort of switcheroo is that instead of doing Sony did develop a Blu-ray, so there we go. No wonder it was on the PS3. So the Comixology app, Hitalia is going to be split up. So you, instead of buying like an entire volume, they split volume 1 into 6 separate parts, 6 issues, which are each $1.
I like this idea.
I do too, actually, because you can actually get.
Because I bought some for me iTouch when I first got it for Christmas, and I bought like a couple mangas, and they were really well done. So, and they were like, I wouldn't say indie projects, but they weren't big manga companies. So, seeing a proper popular manga like Italia get made into a manga for the iTouch, obviously it's going to be even more better quality.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure they'll sell.
Oh, definitely. There's no doubt about that.
I think they could put Hitalia on toilet paper.
It's not sold on the iTunes App Store.
That's true. They download the Comixology app and it'll be inside that. So, I guess the big question is whether the big thing is the Comixology up to this point has been mostly for like American or European style comics. Haven't been any manga on it. So I wonder if there are. I mean, everyone I think who has the Comixology app basically has it for American comics. So who is actually buying manga on it? Well, we'll see.
That's actually a good point, isn't it?
Hopefully this will push. I mean, it was reported on ANN. Hopefully this will push folks to download the app and get more stuff so we can do that. My big frustration is like the Kindle app only has like Vampire Hunter D and lots of yaoi. And I'd really like to see some more interesting manga on there.
I didn't know Kindle had any manga at all.
Yeah.
Already, so I've got it, so I might have a search.
There we go. Yeah, they did Vampire Hunter D. I think they did 1 or 2 Amera manga, and then, like, literally, it's like those 2 and like 30 yaoi titles, and it's just very frustrating.